is now my pleasure to welcome valedictorian for the class of 2011, Morgan Bakies.
Welcome and congratulations for the third time. Last student speaker, I promise. And also, thank you for being here. I was informed that we are under a tornado watch until 8 p.m., so I really hope that I get all of the speech in, to be honest. Today is the beginning of a journey. No, scratch that. Not a journey, a quest. And by quest, I'm not referring to some video game phenomenon such as World of Warcraft, which I know absolutely nothing about, to be honest. I mean an old-fashioned quest involving chivalry and an object that must be found. In our case, the quest we are finishing today was 13 years spent searching for the diploma that we will obtain today. Classic and not so classic. Quests have a typical formula which comprises any type of quest, adventure, or journey a person can find. Departure, initiation, and return. A quest always has to begin with departure, obviously. The first step towards the new beginning is the hardest. Sure, the second and third steps are difficult too. There's always the possibility to stumble and fall. The first time I rode my bike by myself without training wheels gave me the balance, mobility, and confidence that I didn't have when I started out with my father holding onto the back of the seat. That first moment is where we pick up all of our momentum. If we don't start out the right way, we're never going to get there. As we move on to college and careers, we'll find the hardest moment is when we're just about to leave. Right here, this is what we've always known. But it's time for our knowledge to be expanded. After our initial hesitation, everything becomes new and exciting. By beginning this new journey away from high school, all of us are answering a call. Leaving may take us away from what we know and love, but it will feel so right and lead to much greater events in our lives. The departure, asked to be played by the Perrysburg Wind Ensemble in front of me, composed by our very own Eddie Bean, perfectly conveys the excitement of a new beginning. Today is that new beginning because we are finally leaving a school district that many, including myself, have been in for the past 12 or 13 years. It's been a long time. We want to get on with our lives and discover the world. It is so full of so much hope, promise, and expectation. We're done with high school. It's our time to figure out who and what we want to be. This is not always an easy decision, but there can be no wrong decision. Our mistakes will make us all the better. Currently, we stand on a precipice, about to walk into the unknown, the rest of our lives. We just have to take that first step and depart. Next, we will experience initiation. Now by this, I do not mean what some of my fellow classmates will endure to become a part of a fraternity or a sorority. However, it will be similar because this will be the road of trials. However, troubles can be hard things to face. In honors trigonometry last year with Mr. Harvey, I faced a challenge along with the rest of my classmates. Our first real grade below 60%. An F. It was scary. As good students, we refused to believe that F's even existed. The horror. But now, Harvey's class isn't all that scary. We made it through AP Calculus all right. And an F isn't that scary either. Maybe. Hardships will find us no matter how hard we try to hide from them. So we have to conquer them. But whatever troubles we find, there will always be people to help us along the way. Friends, teachers, family, etc. By undergoing tests and facing challenges, we will change for the better. Maybe the transformations won't be as definitive as boys' voices cracking and everyone shedding a layer of baby fat. but changes will occur despite the difficulty. These trials and periods of change are interspersed throughout our lives, and between it are moments we never seem to remember. Happy times. During the journey itself, there will be bursts of unparalleled joys as we conquer our fears by skydiving, take part in new experiences by visiting a foreign country, and find unexpected wonders in life as we become aunts, uncles, and later, parents. These times of happiness will be when we are thankful for going through the difficult moments. The road of trials must be confronted because it will lead to much greater things for us. Finally, we return. Where to? For some, it may be our 75-year class reunion, since we're all apparently expected to live that long. I shall return with special meaning because of American history, or at least because of Mr. Ferguson. Not all of us will be like General Douglas MacArthur, who did eventually return to the Philippines, though. Truly, return for my classmates will be when we remember our roots, remembering everything that has happened up until this moment for the rest of our lives. We could be helping our children with the Tale of Two Cities and mention that all the numbers, they're biblical references. We'll wonder, how did I know that before remembering those teachers? It's true, Mr. Card, those guys. Or maybe someone else from Perrysburg will do something great and we'll be able to say that we went to the same high school. We've had an Olympian. Why not a Nobel Prize winner or a famous artist next? It doesn't matter when it happens, but for the rest of our lives, there will always be something reminding us of the first 18 years here in our hometown. Perrysburg is something that simply sticks with you. It will continue to shape our lives and who we are even after we leave that very, very blue building. Our return will always be to what we know, which is rooted here in the past. We will move onward and forward with our lives, but we will always return, at least in our minds. When I was starting kindergarten, I left on a bus with strict instructions from my mother to make sure I got up at my house and my house only that afternoon. At 4 o'clock, the bus stopped about 100 yards from my house, but the street corner, it's not my house. So I didn't get off. Instead, I rode back to the bus station and didn't come home to my frantic mother until 5 o'clock that evening. It was fantastic. I cannot even begin to describe the relief I felt upon my return, and I can't even imagine how my mother was feeling. So I can attest to the fact that there is nothing like that feeling when you return to the ones you love. I hope that joy will be experienced whenever we think of Perrysburg. Today, a quest begins. No more childhood tales. We are all about to write our own story. It's up to us because today we start living a life of our own possibilities. We will depart. We will be initiated. And we will return. There will be many, many quests in our lives. Some will be failures. There will be times when we have to pick ourselves up off the ground and just try again until we get it right. But it'll happen. It'll work out. We made it out the Perrysburg education system, so obviously we have a lot of determination. And out of these numerous journeys, there are bound to be some successes that Dr. Short will be proud enough to say that we went to the school he was in charge of. The dreams behind me are large. There is so much potential in all of us that something will come of it. 47 days from now, the final movie of a story we all grew up with will be released, marking the end of our childhood. As Mr. Ollivander, the wand maker, told Harry Potter before his adventure into the magical world began, and what is true of all of the class of 2011 behind me, I think it is clear that we can expect great things from all of you. Congratulations.